Welcome to your Colorado State Volleyball Update. The Rams return off the road. They are done with their Mountain West road stretch, and the victory march continues. 11 consecutive matches won for Colorado State. Matthew Wozniak with Tom Hilbert. First, let's begin with Utah State. You went into Logan on Thursday. You're coming off of a layoff.
Yeah.
I think it showed a little bit. It seemed you're a little bit slow.
I think it did, and we were a little rusty, and in particular in sort of some of these flow things like defense and transition. You know, we just we weren't doing those things, responding, reacting to defense very well, and but we still did some of the good things that we do. We passed the ball pretty well. We served the ball tough. We created some problems for Utah State, so it kept us in that first set. It was close up to about 20, and then we pulled away. And then the second set, we're way ahead, and I make a sub, and next thing you know, they have maybe a 10-point run, something like that. So, you know, and we're rusty, and so I'm really pleased and happy that we got to play that match before we had to go play Boise State.
Yeah, this is how good Colorado State has been. We're complaining about a sweep on the road. That's kind of, don't mean to go into those details too much, but I'm glad you brought up one thing. The passing seemed a little bit, instead of putting Katie in a position inside the 10-foot line where she can hit all these different weapons, she was pulled out forward. I think that match really showed how good she can be tracking down errant passes and putting balls in attack windows so you can be successful.
It did. She is. She's a great out-of-system setter, and she showed it in that match a lot. And, you know, that's one of the things that I think a lot of these setters go to college and they don't realize how important that is going to be. So you young setters out there, you have to be able to play in the out-of-system game because it's more than half the time sometimes, and she's really good at it.
All right, Colorado State gets the sweep at Utah State. Then it run into a Boise State squad, which had swept Fresno State. I think that Boise State was playing the best volleyball they've played all season. They were on an upswing. They were playing well. They were waiting for you. They were ready to come at you. What did you do well to handle the pressure on the road?
Well, that for sure was serving in the first set. We drove them back and created some problems for them, and then they hit a few errors. We blocked a few balls. We didn't stuff them, but we blocked a few balls. But then our offense was just on point. And so the first set was really all us. And but as good teams do, they bounced back. You know what I mean? They were much better in the second set, kept it close, beat us at the end. And I went back between second and third and said, you guys just have to realize this match is going to be like this. We're going to play close sets with these guys. And then we went into these seesaw things where they'd be way ahead and then we'd catch up, or we'd be ahead and they'd catch up. And it was really interesting. You wouldn't expect that to happen with two teams the quality of us and Boise State, but there were a lot of long point runs.
Yeah, and let's talk about that. And this is where it makes me look like an idiot, because I always talk about on our broadcast about side-out percentages. The side-out percentages were abysmal in that final set. It was just a long run after. Let's start with how you win the match. 13-0. Paulina Hogard-Jensen is serving. Talk about that.
She, Paulina can serve the ball pretty tough, but she's just not consistent.
Okay.
And
13-0 is pretty consistent.
She served 13 really good balls in a row and was very comfortable, got in a nice groove. They even called one timeout, not two, but only one timeout during that. And she's been infamous this year for missing after timeouts. And she came in and made one, and we're like, wow, we need to go to Vegas.
But that makes her feel right. Sticking with Pauline Hogard-Jensen and Kirsty Hillier. I mean, Kirsty in our talk last week had talked about some matches are outside matches, some matches are middle matches. And this Boise State game really developed into a middle match. How did they play?
They played great. Yeah. And both of them played great. And Kirsty, in particular, really imposed her physicality on that team. They were trying to double and even triple block her at times, and it didn't matter. She, as long as we were getting good sets to the high contact point, she was getting kills. Yeah,
61 assists for our next guest, Katie Oleksak. Kirsty Hillier just won Offensive Player of the Week, so she's on my mind again. So anyways, Colorado State gets the victory on the road. You come back for two matches. Nothing is settled in the Mountain West. You have a long ways to go here. What's your message for the team as you return to Moby Arena to close out your season?
Well, the message is we have to play our best every match, and that's how we prepare for whatever comes next, whether it's the NCAA tournament, the NIVT, whatever it is. We need to go out and win and play to win, and it's not about which team we beat or anything. It's about play great every night that's the best way to prepare for what's coming after this.
And the next opportunity to play great is on Thursday when the Rams welcome in UNLV, and, well, on Saturday against the University of New Mexico to close out the Mountain West campaign. A chance to win a Mountain West championship. I don't know how to say it again. CSURams.com. Get your tickets. Fill the place.
Yes.
Need it.
Come out and watch, because our team's fired up and we're peaking at the right time. We're playing two very good teams. Vegas is third in the league, tied with Wyoming. So it's going to be, and Vegas has a great player in Mariana Hayden, and somebody that everybody should come watch, because she is really good.
Yep, Colorado State trying to wrap up a championship, but a lot of hard work to go. Tom, thanks for your time.
You bet.
We'll be right back with Katie Oleksak after this on your Colorado State Volleyball Update.
Rams and Buffs have been traveling the world with Semester at Sea since 1963. Semester at Sea Voyagers explore 10 to 13 countries across 4 continents in a once-in-a-lifetime semester. Whether you're a high school student, current undergraduate student, or an adult adventurer, we are now welcoming spring and fall applications. Visit semesteratsea.org to learn more about student and lifelong learner voyages. Best of luck to both teams.
It's times like these when you've got to stay centered. The 2018 Nissan Rogue, with available Pro Pilot Assist that can help keep you centered in your lane. Experience it only at your local Nissan store. Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
You know what they don't say? If only I had done more banking. We know that life is about living. So go live, and we'll take care of the rest. We are Canvas Credit Union. Go live.
Welcome back to your Colorado State Volleyball Update. Pleased to be joined by Katie Oleksak. Sorry, I ruined it before. I totally butchered the name because Kirstie Hillier was just named Mountain West Offensive Player of the Week. But here you are with us after a record-setting performance. Let's begin first with your match at Utah State. Just talked with Tom Hilbert. Said you're a little bit rusty. Weren't quite in the same wavelength that you were before you had some time off. How did you feel?
I definitely agree with that. My tempos weren't as consistent as I would have liked them to be. So it was kind of nice to get that out of my system before heading to Boise.
How did you get it out of your system? It seemed like, and I said this to Tom a moment ago, that the passing was pulling you out. You were forced to go after out-of-system balls more often than you would like, and you were forced to deal with that. How were you able to pull yourself together and deal with that and get back in the flow?
I think it really came in the third set of Utah State. We really got into a rhythm. Passing improved, my setting improved, so that really helped me, yeah.
What is your team's general demeanor after that match at Utah State? I mean, you swept them in 3, so you go out there, that doesn't happen all the time, so you got there and you win that one. By the same time, I get the feeling that maybe you felt like maybe you could have played better. Is that a fair assessment?
Definitely. We weren't satisfied with that match, so I think we kind of just wanted to prove that we could play better on the road when we went to Idaho.
Satisfied with the results, but not necessarily the performance. Colorado State then moves on to a very tough challenge at Boise State. Now, that's a team that was playing their best volleyball, rolling in and waiting. It seemed like they were waiting for you. They were just sitting. Was the gym and the atmosphere, could you just feel it when you came out for warm-ups?
Yeah, it's always so fun to play in that gym, and everyone's so hyped. The band is really loud. You know, it's kind of like a Wyoming setting. So.
Okay. So when you got out there, you had to deal with that. Now you're at this point in the season, you're fairly veteran on this. It's your last road match in your entire Mountain West campaign. You've been through different gymnasiums. You've been through different environments. So you've kind of gotten rid of those jitters in the Utah State match in Logan. Now here you are at Boise State. What was your message, and what did you want to do coming out of the gate? Because you played spectacularly, as did your entire team in that first set.
I think we just wanted to stay consistent and keep the game close and then win to end game. That's always our goal, is just we say stay close and win at the end.
Yeah, so winning at the end, part of that is a function of where you distribute the ball and you take away opportunities for other teams. And let's go to the very end, speaking of the end game, the last set. It was a goofy set. Did we even get beyond one rotation?
No, it was crazy.
It was it. So it was 6.
It was so short, yeah.
It was crazy. So it was just it was a very, very odd situation. So how do you stay focused when your team is rattling off? And we talked with Tom a moment ago about Pauline Hilgard Jensen's 13-0, but they're rolling at you as well. How do you sort of right the ship and eliminate some of these long point runs?
Yeah, we just have to, I try to distribute the ball evenly, and our passing really increased. Like, it was really good that set, and so just getting the middles involved more and the right side, and obviously Paulina's point score run really helped us, but also we were siding out really quickly in that set.
How long does it take you to figure out whether you have the outside working or the middles working? Obviously, you want to use all of your weapons at your disposal in the opening segments, but as the match progressed, it seemed like the middles were having more success. How long does it take you to realize that?
It's just kind of a connection that just forms throughout the game. So it's not like a specific time, but I think when we hit that third set is when I really started connecting with the middles. Okay.
Colorado State then wins the match on the road at Boise State. Katie Oleksak sets a record 61. Was anyone keeping count, by the way, during timeouts? You're just like, okay, that's 55, 56. Here we go. We're going to get a program record in 4 sets. Did you have any idea?
I had no clue. I found out in the elevator with Jeff and Tom, like after the game. They were like, hey, you broke a record. And I was like, oh, I honestly didn't know. I was just going out there and setting. So.
Well, we go back to the very beginning. Katie Oleksak currently ranked 12th in the NCAA with 11.64 assists per frame. Very, very close to that top 10. Hopefully you can surpass that in the last 2 matches here. But I get the feeling you don't really care about those individual records. But you go back to the very beginning where you were, and some of your assist numbers were down. Now they have increased exponentially. What has been the difference between maybe finding some camaraderie with some of your attacking weapons on the outside and the inside? What has made it easier for you?
I think we found like a nice set lineup, and that really helps me to just keep it consistent with all the hitters.
Final message for Katie Oleksak here. You've got 2 home matches here, a chance to wrap up a Mountain West championship. What is the general demeanor of your play, and what do you think is the team's general head frame at this point?
We just want to continue to keep getting better, especially Tom always says you want to get better at the end of November. So that's our goal, and end on a high note as we go into the tournament.
What do you need is a key for you? Let's just pick on Thursday when you welcome in UNLV. What's the key for you to get a victory on Thursday?
I think improving our blocking Thursday is going to be huge.
There you go. There's your key to the match. You can get your tickets at csurams.com. See one of the best setters in the entire country, let alone the Mountain West Conference, continue to ply her trade. Katie, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Matthew Wozniak. We'll see you at Moby Arena on Thursday and Saturday. Again, csurams.com. Get your tickets. Be back next time for the Colorado State Volleyball Update.